new PTZ controller that we have on hand here, and I'm testing it out today, and we're going to see how it controls 3 different brands of camera. And in the process, I'm going to set this up and see just how well it picks up all 3 cameras and see what it can do for us. So let me switch over here to my camcorder here, as I have that pointing down at the Tenveo PTZ controller. So you can see how large it is. It's actually a very solid controller. Has this great screen on the front here. We'll see how well that works. Have just a single cable coming into here, which I just plugged in a network cable to my network, and it's a PoE switch that it's going to, powered it on. I do not have to use the included cable, but that does come with it. Just a small little power supply there. It also comes with a nice user manual with lots of good information in, so read through that so that you can take advantage of all the things it's got going. And it comes also with a Tenveo IP search tool user guide. This is only good for Tenveo cameras, so it will only find Tenveo cameras. I don't believe I'm going to need that today, and we'll see just how well this picks up the 3 cameras that I have on the network, PTZ cameras I have on the network, and see if we can plug those in, see what happens. So right now it's looking for a camera which it doesn't have online, and it's definitely the wrong network. So let's see if we can figure out how to get this on my internal network. I need to put this, make sure that the camera controller is on my local network. So I'm going to come down here to network setting. Easiest way, so I don't have to type everything in, is to change that over to DHCP. Right there. Come down here, it saves it, and it's going to not even wait for me to hit OK, and it's going to reset. So now it's going to reset, and the DHCP should bring it up on my network, which is a .7 whatever, and it should give it a number. All right. So now if I go to setup, I'm going to come down here to network, and now you can see that it's 7.230. So that's what my new IP address is. Now I can go over here, click on this, change it back to static, and it's going to keep it right there. So it's going to hold what it's got, and now it's going to reboot. So that's a good way to make sure it stays where it's at. Okay, and it comes up right now, so I should be able to bring it up. Yep, there it is. So there's all my cameras. So I'm going to come over here to my web address, 7.230. I already got that in there. And you can see I have all these cameras. Well, I do not want those cameras at all. I don't know what they're for. They're just generic cameras. It's the wrong IP address. So instead of just trying to delete or trying to change them all, I'm just going to delete everything in here. And you can see they're all gone. All right, we're back at the controller. Let's go back here to search device. Actually, we can go back to devices. Now you can see it's gone. So we're going to try to find the cameras that we have. And I know what the camera IP addresses are. So I'm going to come over here. Do my search. I'm going to use Sony Visca, which is also known as Visca over IP. I could do NDI for a couple of the cameras, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go Sony Visca. This seems to be the best combination. All right, and it brings up 3 cameras. So what I know already is I want number 2 here to be my camera 1, because that's in the location for camera 1 within that we have in our church. So I want to make it the same exact as what we had so that the volunteers aren't messed up with. So I'm going to select that one. This is actually my oldest camera. I'm going to add that. Admin, channel 1, because it's the first, there is no camera right there right now. So even though it was listed as number 2, it's going to come into channel 1, which is then camera 1. I'm going to change that to camera 1 is going to be the name for it, because it really doesn't matter what the brand is as far as my volunteers are concerned. And that's it. Now I can come back up here to, I already got that one, to camera, to number 1. This is the Tenveo that's right up over my head here, and I'm going to bring that in here. And I come down here, add admin, it's going to be camera 2 or channel 2. It's going to be camera 2, and we're going to save. All right, one more time, and we're going to come back, add camera 3. Right now it's not up in the mount anywhere. I'm going to save that. All right, so I have 3 cameras in here, and I was just that fast. Now I'm going to come down here, and if you need to, you can do a search, but you can, if you know what the information's at, you can always manually add them. So you can do that if you can find them. You really don't need to. I'm going to exit there. You can also escape, and it'll move out that way. So for instance, I'm here in setup. If I go escape, it's going to go back to the next one. So I'm going to go to cam 2. It's still looking for that because that's what it had in there. If I hit cam 1, now I'm connecting to cam 1. This is my AV pause. Boom, and there it is. And I'm going to see if I can have it hit me here. Let's see. So I'm going to, the presets should already be in each of the cameras. So I should be able to call preset. And I'm going to try this one here. And enter. 8 and enter. Oh, call 8, enter. Nope, didn't have that one in. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make a preset. There's me over there. I'll zoom in. This is the camera. The camera right above. Oh, yeah, the camera right above me there is my Tenveo. And I'm going to zoom in. And you can see why I'm getting rid of this camera. It just doesn't have the clarity that I want anymore. But this has worked great for years. And I'm going to set that preset. So there's set preset. And I'm going to set that at preset 8. And I'm going to enter. Now if I call 1, enter, it takes me over here. If I call 8, enter, it brings me back here. So you can set your cameras or your presets right on here. You can also call them. If they're already set, they should be able to be picked up right in here. I'm going to go to cam 2, which is my Tenveo camera, and you can see this much newer camera. It's not even maybe 2 months old since I've had it. You can see how much clearer that is looking at the altar. And I can then call, I think this is 9. Oh, nope, this is 8 also. Call. Ah, look at that. I can hit one button and it goes to where I want it to go once I'm in the call. Look at that. Okay. One button pushing. So it automatically calls. So I can go to cam 3. And this one doesn't have any presets, or at least not the presets that are usable by what we have here. And so I'm just going to confirm that I have control of that camera, and I do. So I'm all set up with my 3 cameras, and it's just that easy. And I can change cameras. When I change cameras, then I can change view on my video switcher, and I am set up. Now you can see it's a little dark here in this corner. So let's see if we can increase the brightness on this a little bit. We have a brightness location on here. If I come back here, you can see right here is exposure, brightness, and white balance. So if let's see if I can increase the brightness. So I'm going to go back to this camera, and sure enough, look at how nice we can, oh, a little bit too much there. So I'm going to back it off a little bit, and now you got a much brighter view of what's going on. And that works with all the cameras I've discovered. So you can adjust the brightness pretty much on any camera that you have, and it works just that easy. So that's just right here. So if you're looking a little bit, you need it. So other things with this camera, the joystick up here, obviously it's directional. Okay, up and down. You can zoom in and out by twisting. Or you can zoom in and out by using this button down here. And that also allows you to zoom. There it is. So, really nice setup. You have other controls for your cameras. Pretty simple. I love this screen. And having that right there is great for confirming where I want to be without having to constantly look up at what I'm doing and what I'm seeing. So I don't have to keep my eyes up while I'm trying to work with this down here. So really like it. Very impressed with it. Easy to use. A little bit larger than the one I had, but it fits in this particular location very nicely. It does have remote, or excuse me, RS-232 and other ways of controlling it. Otherwise, it's network only for controls, and then the serial port. So today is going to be just a short tutorial on the Tenveo KB300Pro PTZ controller. And this is going to be how you can use this controller to control the auto tracking on Tenveo cameras. Now this really only works with Tenveo cameras on the Tenveo controller. I have other cameras that work on their brand controllers the same way. This one is for Tenveo only, the way it turns out. I haven't been able to get it to work cross brands yet, but it's pretty simple. So let me change over to my overhead camera here. There it is. This one right here is my camcorder, just putting down on here, and you can see this is me. This is using the same camera I was just on, and again, this is the overhead camera here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the F1 and F2 keys to turn on and off and change the type of auto tracking you're going to be using. And you're going to use the F2 key to turn it on and off with a long press. So pressing F2, you can see the auto frame, and you can see it starting to move a little bit, and this is going to keep me in the auto frame mode. And this works well, especially farther away. This works well if I'm doing a lot of moving, just kind of moving back and forth, not really moving around on the front of the church or wherever you're at, on a stage, whatever. So auto frame works well. But I might want to put on the presenter mode because I like to travel a little bit. So I'm going to turn on the presenter mode by using the F1 key, or the F1 button, and I'm going to press and hold that, and you can see it just changed to presenter mode, brings up the green presenter box for a moment, that disappears, and now you have me with the much faster moving and much more personalized tracking of the presenter mode. And so as I move around, it's going to keep me in view a lot easier. And there's going to be some of this and some of this, and this is where the auto framing, if I'm moving back and forth, might be better. But I like the presenter mode because I do like to travel when I'm moving, and I know pastors that like to do that also. All right, so that's how this camera works. So I'm going to turn this particular camera back off, and you can use the F1 to change the mode back, or to change it back to presenter toggle mode on. And then I'm going to use the F2, and it's now exit tracking is what it says, and there's no tracking going on. So I'm going to change over to my other Tenveo camera, which happens to be on the other side of the church, so a little bit farther away. And I can bring that up here real quick. All right, so this is what it looks like in person. I'm going to switch you back over to the overhead on the controller. There we go. So overhead on the controller, you can see I'm there. And again, I'm going to hit the F2. Now this will look a little different just simply because it's a different camera, a little bit different programming, auto framing. And this one I discovered you do need to wait for it to come on like that. And now you can see that it's got me in control, and it will adjust. Now you can see how I can move around a little bit more, and it just kind of holds steady. Okay, so it's just kind of working on that. I got something in front of me, kind of change the focus a little bit. As I move out of focus a little, it kind of swings over and picks me up. So this is what I like about the auto framing. I can be moving around, just kind of moving back and forth, got that nervous twitch, and it's not going to keep tracking me. Now if I start moving quick, I'm going to quickly get out of the frame, and it's going to have a hard time keeping up with me. All right, so I can change that, and I'm just going to reach over here, and I'm going to hit the F1. You can see it now changes over to presenter tracking. Now the presenter tracking, I can change more things with it. I can change what part of my body I want it to focus on, how big the focus is, and now you'll see it's tracking me a lot faster, and it's going to be picking up some of the smaller movements a little bit more. So as I kind of move back and forth, it's going to try to jump back and forth, and it's going to quickly move back and forth. But the presenter mode, again, allows you to maybe pick up a little bit closer. I can pick up more of the head, more of the body, or I can back it out and just pick up the entire body if I wanted to keep it a little bit further away. So presenter mode is where I like to be most of the time, and this just kind of shows that. All right, I'm going to hit the F2 key again, and I'm going to take myself out of tracking mode, exit tracking, and now I can control it again using the actual joysticks. So as fast as I want it to go, I can control it that way. Whew, that was fast. I got this one turned up a bit. Yes, it is. So that's really what I wanted to share with you. Auto tracking using the Tenveo KB300Pro and 2 Tenveo cameras instead of using my remote, which oftentimes I might be around the corner. So this will allow me to turn on and off the Tenveo camera that's in the back, getting that long-range shot up the middle of the church. All right, now as we look at one more thing with the KB300Pro, that's right over here, what I want to do is show you one more thing that I've never been able to do with a PTZ controller before. This is it here. Let me switch over to, there we go. We're going to go to that, to this. A multi-view built in to the KB300 PTZ controller. That is pretty cool. And not only is it built in, but it's pretty easy to get to. Now you saw me push just one button. Let me show you how this works. If I want to go back from here, back to what I was watching, I just push that same button and I'm back here. Now if I want to go to a different camera view, then I'm going to push that camera view, and then I push it again, and it's going to take me to my multi-view. And that's it. It gives you 4 camera views and all from one. Now how do we get there? So if I bring us over to the web interface, what I have down here, you go under settings, you have all of these settings, and down here towards the bottom is multi-view. And when you click on multi-view, you can select any one of your cameras to go in any one of those 4 corners within the multi-view. So right now I would have the top 2, 1, 2, and then 3, 4 on the bottom, and you can see that where they're at. And I would make sure I'm aligned with the cameras so that I know I'm switching my cameras correctly or going to the right place. But I just wanted to share with you what that looks like. So if we go back from there and we go back to my multi-view, you can see I have 4 camera inputs on at this church, 2 of them looking at me and 2 of them looking up at the front. Now this works really well with Tenveo cameras. So the 2 on the right are Tenveo cameras. I'm running them in 1080p. They're coming into here just fine. The 2 on the left are not Tenveo cameras. The top one I can run in 1080p and it's coming into here. The bottom one I had to actually change to 720. So if you like what you see, please hit the like button, subscribe, make sure you click on the bell so you get notifications, and by all means, share this with somebody else. Leave me a comment, ask me a question, tell me something you don't like. So until next time, have a great day and God bless.